everyone, Jessica here and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to show you the Simon Says Stamp Mandy's Flowers August card kit, but I'm making two cards in two different styles this time. The first card is more of an artsy style to me. The first time I saw this kit, I imagined the flower pots sitting on shelves, so I went with that design. I'm embossing the three images with gold embossing powder on watercolor paper. I'm going to use Distress Oxides to watercolor the images. I use 4 different colors and squish them right onto the glass media mat. I have a Neenah water brush that I use especially for smaller, thin watercolor areas. It has a fine brush, which I really like for more detailed work. I let those dry and then fussy cut them out, leaving a white border around the stamp images. I'm using the scripty pattern paper from the kit as a background and trimming it down with a stitched rectangle die. Then I used some liquid glue to adhere a piece of white foam to the back, and of course I decided later to ink blend on it after adhering to the foam and the card base, which I completely changed anyways. That's just how this was gonna go. Using a wood pattern paper from a past kit from Simon Says Stamp, I cut out thin strips and adhere those to a heavyweight cardstock for a little dimension and stability. After blending the Distress Oxide onto the scripty pattern paper, I start arranging the shells and flowers. Also in the end, I do remove the panel from the craft card base and replace that with a bright white card base. The top right flower container was so tall, so I chopped that down. Then I added the sentiment to the shorter potted flowers with white embossing powder. I also add the twine from the kit around the mason jar. I do mess with the watercoloring a little more to darken some areas. I can't seem to leave watercolors alone. I just mess with them until the end. Then I add the pink dots with the cutest, littlest Nuvo drop bottle I've ever seen. It's so small. It came with the kit. I'm also going to use a mistake that I'm using as a technique now from a past card. I'm also using a mistake from a past card as a technique now. I add the white gel pen highlights to the images and on the background, and then I wash the gel pen out with my water brush. I really like the way that it looks, especially on that background. It adds just a little bit more of a distress feel to it. Alright, now on to the second card. I'm using the Modern Flower Cling stamp on a piece of light gray cardstock and embossing it with clear embossing powder. I'm going to use the circle flower image and stamp it in a copic friendly ink. I used a combination of red and greens for the coloring, which is for the Color Throwdown challenge. I'll have that linked below. And I will have the colors listed below and on my blog. Then I used a embossing pen to add ink on the rings so that I could emboss that in silver. I did this in sections. It takes a little bit to color in, and the ink does dry kind of fast and won't hold the powder as well, so I did smaller sections. After heat setting that, I fussy cut that out and then stamped the sentiment, which is the scripty thank you. I really like the font with this set. It goes so well with the flowers. I cut down a dark gray cardstock with a rectangle die, then ran that through my Big Shot with a geometric embossing folder. I also tied the rest of the twine from the kit around the dark gray cardstock, which I kept moving around. I couldn't decide on how I liked it. And then I added some dark gray glitter sequins scattered throughout the panel. This was a little choppy because I kept having to leave and come back to it while filming, so hopefully you enjoyed the 2 different cards from this Simon Says Stamp August card kit, and that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed today's video. You can connect with me on Instagram or email me directly or comment below with any questions you might have about card making. All the products I used today are linked on my blog. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to see the latest videos from me. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Meh, meh.